We had a lot of contractors that came in to help us with trying to finalize the shop and get it ready and running. The electrician was here, the plumber was here, the mechanical work ventilation contractor was here. So again, everybody's on board to try to get this over the finish line. Also, we had the vendors that we're going to be using passed by, like the people that are in charge of all the pressed wood, plywood, all the laminates, a paint supplier, all the spray painting equipment. People were here. So we're trying to make new connections and trying to get the shop operational as soon as possible. Stay tuned. The material that we're using most of the time in Montreal for all our cabinet boxes is 5/8 of an inch. But we just started collaborating with Egger, who's a manufacturer from the States, and they don't have 5/8 of an inch material in all the colors that we're used to using. So we had to get 3/4 of an inch material, and there's some things that need to be adjusted. Just a small thing. You're not going to use 5/8 of an inch material, you're going to use 3/4. Well, guess what? Your drawers are not going to work. All the framing around the cabinets is not going to work. It's not going to line up if it was set up for 5/8 of an inch. So there's a lot of little details that I have to go through to make sure that everything is going to be nice and aligned once I use a different material. What I'm talking about is this little cut here. So you have this part that's with green. This needs to have that little check. And now everything is perfect. 1/8 of an inch difference. You have to make sure that you're changing parameters and construction methods. Drawer boxes have sides. The side of the drawer box actually goes inside of the actual track that makes the drawer slide back and forth. The slide itself has room only for 5/8 of an inch maximum. So it could be less than that, but not more than that. So if I were to use the 3/4 of an inch material without doing this little cut here, we wouldn't be able to put the drawer on its tracks in the box. It will not work. You physically won't be able to put that drawer on its tracks. So you'll have a cabinet with drawer tracks, a drawer box in hand that should go on those tracks. Physically, you won't be able to put it there. It's not going to go in because it's too wide. And it's a very simple fix. Just a small pocket now. It's going to take me 10 seconds per drawer to fix it. But if you don't do it and you end up on site with a drawer that doesn't go on track, it's going to have to come back at the shop. It's going to have to be dismantled, corrected, put back together, or thrown away and just make another drawer. They've changed the material from 5/8 to 3/4. The software doesn't just tell you that, hey, you have to watch out for this. But me, based on past experiences, I'm like, oh, we have drawers, drawer boxes made out of 3/4 of an inch material. Was that cut done at the bottom of the drawer box on the sides? And when I checked it, so it wasn't. Plans, once are completed in the drafting department, they are checked by a second draft person, because you don't want to send plans directly to cut without having them checked. So now I am that second draft person that's checking the plans before they go to cutting, because I won't be able to point the finger at the guy that cuts, right? When we do fixed panels, we still use a door with hinges. We install it, we adjust it properly so that everything is nicely lined up with a 1/8 of an inch reveal the way it was intended. And then if we want that door not to close, not to be a door, but a fixed panel, once it's all adjusted, you put construction adhesive in two corners of the door, you close the door, and it becomes a fixed panel. But you had the ability to adjust that fixed panel with the hinges. So installation is much easier, much faster, and you can correct whatever unevenness is in the wall that's going to make the cabinet bow from right to left or bend a little bit or is not perfectly square because of the wall that's in the back. You'll be able to correct it with the adjustment of the hinges and then close it and glue it. But if it's just a fixed panel that you have to screw in place, there's no adjustment. But now, before going to cutting, I'm part of the same team. Last check before cutting. And now is when I catch everything. And then hopefully I cut everything. I caught all the mistakes or whatever that was overlooked. I'll cut it. I'll cut the actual material, all the pieces. Even if there's still something that might have been overlooked, it's still me there. It's still going to be the same team. In Montreal, we're the same team. And you correct before you assemble everything. And then you go and you install. There might still be something that was overlooked because the installation team is part of the same crew. They'll correct it. So as far as the experience for the designer, contractor, client goes, it's a flawless product. Nothing went wrong.